One nation under God. That's what I remember about the Pledge of Allegiance when I was a kid. I came from a family of immigrants who came from Italy and somewhere way back from Ireland. Now, these people came to this country, America, for a better life, for freedom, for liberty, for justice, for all, right? That's what it says. And somehow, today, in the orange administration regime, we have this uprising of white supremacy, white Christian nationalism is disguised as Christian because I, I was raised in a house where we had both Catholic and just Protestant. We believed in Jesus. But when you look at all the insignias, one nation under God, it doesn't say Christian God. It doesn't say that. On your dollar bill, under God we trust. It never says which God. So most people, I think, believe in some kind of a God. Some people don't, and that's fine too. I don't have any problem with religion. I just don't have a lot of experience, but I have enough critical thinking processes going on in my head to understand that that word, Jesus, the guy who was kind, loving, compassionate, empathetic, who helped his neighbors, who helped the poor, he was the best person in their mind that ever walked the face of the earth, right? So why have they taken that and massaged it up and changed it around? Because I see all this screaming and yelling right now, and it's everywhere. And we're good Christian folk. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I kind of fell into that trap. My parents did not force me to get baptized because my mother thought it was best that we wait until we were adults and make that decision for ourselves. And I thank her for that to this day. Okay. And now that Catholic tent on the one side of my family, it scared me. All those scary pictures of Jesus hanging on that cross, all of the little rituals that they had to go through and repent and say their sins out. And I never understood it because under their pretense, every sin is equal under the eyes of God. So, but yet certain sins today seem to have more relevance than others. And so you penalize them because of that. Doesn't make sense to me. I was about dead when I was faced with a chronic illness, and the doctor said, boy, this is really rare, and it's likely you won't survive. So what did I do? I went and got baptized. I was in my 40s by that point, made it all the way through life, and then got hit with that huge news from a doctor specialist. I was laying in a hospital. There I was. You're going to die. You've got something really bad. We can't fix it. We're going to treat it. It's a chronic illness. You're going to suffer. You're going to have a lot of pain, and then you're going to die. So what did I do? I rounded up some old high school buddies that I came across on Facebook, and in our conversations, lo and behold, they believed in Jesus and they had a church. And they invited me to go meet with the pastor of that Lutheran church. And at one point, we got to, I'm going to get baptized. Yep, I'm going to ask Jesus into my heart so that when I die, I didn't go burn in an eternal fiery place called hell. So I did it. Yep, I did it. I went in there. I studied it. I really psyched myself up. It was an incredible experience. I will give it that, okay? But you know what? Today, what I'm seeing with the red hat and the orange people is something that is so far away from that. It is so dystopian, and I can't figure it out. Both of those tents that I came and grew up under, my parents were good people. My mother is still with me. She is an incredible person. I've looked up to her since the day I was born. She always told me when things are really bad, when there is something more bigger and more powerful than yourself, and you are having a tough time, pray. Pray to Jesus, and you will never be given more than you can handle or tolerate. And I've always believed that. So I do. I pray, and I pray for mostly other people that I love and the wider planet, the humanity of us all. When I see kids going hungry because of the orange and it's intentional and you can't escape the news. I've done other videos, you can look. I've also done a couple of videos about the illness and you can look. It wasn't until I actually lost my health care and had to manage without the hospitals, without all that stuff I was hooked up to for years, that I started to get better. Go figure that one. While we're in that hospital and they have a lot of people have the cross around their neck. Well, the hospitals had those crosses in there. It reminded me when I was a kid and spent the night at my grandparents' house, my Italian grandparents, they had those crosses up in the guest room. I used to go to bed at night with nightmares and I didn't understand that. But today, as an older man, someone who's been disabled, who has lost everything, who has watched our country fold up and capitulate, the place that we used to pledge that allegiance to, there's nothing in common with the Christian nationalism, the evangelical Christian movement. I live in a Bible belt here. I can throw a rock and it will hit a church before anything else. That's how many there are. The real Christianity has nothing to do with this. Okay, the orange guy, nothing. There is no similarity between that book and the cross and Christianity. There's nothing at all. They're two separate things. One is about evil, about hurting other people, taking people that don't look like you, about causing the most cruelty and pain you can possibly imagine. The other is kindness, love, forgiveness, helping other people. And when this revolution, the orange revolution starts and accountability starts to come back, we are going to look at each other, I hope, I pray, as humans, not separate, but equal. And in the eyes of that God, he was supposed to look through his lens that way because he created all of us, right? I'm waiting for that day. I can't wait. Let's all pray. Let's all hope. But let's all come together because together we are more powerful than the orange. We are the majority and we need to stand up. We need to speak out. And I'm really proud to see my other humans doing the same thing.